the Deputy Managing Director of Gamtel, General Manager Gamtel, Deputy General Manager Gamtel, Director of Customer Service, directors of various departments here present, a representative from the Gambia Armed Forces, Mr. James Jatta, representing the CDS, and you may all wonder why they are here. But I'll explain everything in detail. The managers and staff of Gamtel, my immediate and extended family, my children here present, my grandchildren, beautiful grandchildren here present, childhood friends, distinguished guests, our dear customers, representative from Ajib Gamtel Partnership Agreement, Mr. Ngari Sise, welcome. Good afternoon to you all. The theme of my speech is dedication to duty. Duty first, self second. Retirement is not the end of the road. It is the beginning of the open highway, a time to experience a fulfilling life derived from many enjoyable, rewarding activities. A time to do what you want to do, when you want to do it, where you want to do it, and how you want to do it. There is a time for every season. Our lives contain a mixture of joy and sorrow, pleasure and pain, harmony and struggle, and life and death. Each season has its appropriate time in the cycle of life. Nothing stays the same, and we as God's children must learn to accept and adjust the ebb and the flow of God's design. Some seasons are difficult, and we may not understand what God is doing. In those times, we must humbly submit to God's plans and trust that He is working out His good purposes. For everything there is a season, a time for every matter under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to seek and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. Life is a soil and our actions are seeds. We must be careful what we plant. Whatever you sow is what you will reap, for in life all things work together for good. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, we must always remember throughout one's employment, death must strike. Dismissal may come your way. Sickness may also come your way. Imprisonment or retirement may come your way. But today, I thank God the Almighty for sparing my life until I'm able to retire from the services of a company that I treasure in my life. But we must also remember there are 4 things we have to put at the back of our minds. 1, there is death. 2, there is judgment. 3, there is hell. And finally, there is heaven. Where do you want to go to? Where do we all want to go to? Heaven. We all want to go to heaven. But if you want to go to heaven, you have to be honest to your conscience and work for the betterment of the people of this country without fear or favor. I dedicate this special occasion to my late son, Anthony Peter Gomez, who loved Gamtel staff so much. I believe he is here with us to celebrate this great day. God has given us, and God has taken away. Blessed be his glorious name. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. It is one of the touching moments of my life. I remember when I joined Cable and Wireless, in fact, I had 2 options, to join Cable and Wireless or Customs. But I was advised, and I took the advice, to join Cable and Wireless in 1983. And I started as a telex operator, and I worked at the international switch room. That very door that you're seeing out there is where the international switch room was. Now, about 80% of the revenue emanates from that switch room, because those days, if you can remember, you cannot make an international call from your home or from your office, even from State House. You have to call the international switch room for connection. Mr. Gabu Goddard, I think I am right. In summary, I have worked in Cable and Wireless, and I've worked with very respectable people. I worked with the late Dan Coker, one of the best supervisors. I worked with Auntie Sue. I worked with Mr. Gabriel Gomez, in fact, Goddard. In fact, your surname from today will be Gomez. And I worked with Rene Bajan and others, Tom Ogu. All of them have really contributed immensely, and I thank them for the hard work that they have demonstrated. To the board and management of Gamtel, I want to really commend you. If you look around Telegraph Road, it is painted. If you go to our offices, there are computers, executive desks, and meaning that there is indeed a conducive working environment. The scope for global convergence in the telecoms industry is growing momentum, and we must continue to be a leader in providing world-class telecommunications and related services. To the management, I say to you, except the least of us is taken care of, the best of us cannot survive. Leadership is not about being the best. Leadership is about making everyone else better. To the staff of Gamtel and Gamcel, I must state that in 2016, when the lady came here as the Director of Customer Service, Ajira Munyas, she introduced a reliable reference called the portfolio. We all know that information is power. Without information, there cannot be a meaningful development. The reason why that was initiated by her is for us to know where we are now and where we want to be in the future. And from then on, at any given time, you can easily know where the top company is moving, going towards, whether to the right path or not. You can easily detect it thanks to our able director, Aji Ramunyas, for creating that enable environment. Well done, and thanks and appreciation to you. We cannot have a chance for first impression. Now I am going to tell you my secret. The customer is the reason for your existence. The customer is the reason for the existence of Gamtel. If a customer calls me the technician has a problem. Because I'm going to call you. Why? Because the best customer is a satisfied customer. And if I call you and nothing happens, be rest assured, I've already programmed you on my mobile. Every 10 minutes you hear the call from me, because somebody out there must be satisfied. And if that guy is not satisfied, who pays your salary? It is important to make sure that our customers are satisfied. And when I call and the request or whatever the fault is cleared, the guy calls and says, Peter, I have cleared the fault. That is not enough for me. I will call the customer and confirm whether the fault is cleared or not. If the fault is not cleared, and you had once mentioned that you have cleared the fault, I'm going to be tough with you until that fault is cleared. The customer is king, and the customer is the reason for our existence. And that is the secret. We must at all times follow customer complaints to the end. Now I have pieces of wisdom that change our lives. I remember 5 years ago when I mentioned to the staff that I will retire in 5 years, some started laughing. 5 years? But I was doing something that is referred to as succession planning. And I told the staff then that this small head, there is a lot in it. Come, I share with you everything that is in this head, so that if I leave, there is continuity. The staff came, and I shared what is in this small head. And today I am very happy to stand before you. No man is an island. For people to say that if Peter leaves this company, there is a lot of work to be done, I do not believe in it, because leadership is the ability to influence people, and we are leaders irrespective of our positions. Whether you are a cleaner, you are a leader. Whether you are a security officer, you are a leader right where you are. Every one of us is a leader. You lead in the position that is given to you. And I want to strongly urge you all to lead to the best of your ability and knowledge. In unity, there is strength. We can move mountains when we are united. Without unity, we are victims. Stay united. Unity is strength. Division is labor. That's number one. Number two, success is a vehicle which moves on a wheel called hard work. But the journey is impossible without fuel named self-confidence. Number three, no pain, no gain. Number four, do unto others as you would want them do unto you. Number five, always put yourself in the shoes of others irrespective of your position. Life, number six, life isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be lived. Sometimes happy, other times rough. But with every up and down, you learn lessons that make you strong. Chinua Achebe stated, and I quote, one of the truest tests of integrity is its blunt refusal to be compromised. I refuse to be compromised because I believe in the person of Peter John Gomez, meaning the rock. I did not get this name by chance. I am the rock of all ages, whether you like it or not. That's the truth. A mistake repeated more than once is a decision. That's number 9. If you want to plant honesty, you will reap trust. And the one that I love so much is, rather fail with honor than succeed with fraud. No one can cheat to win. Never judge someone without knowing the whole story. You may think you understand, but you don't. It pays to be nice to people on your way up, for it is the same people you will meet on your way down. Always do your best, and God will do the rest. I come to pride. Pride is a sort of that that blocks the free flow of inspirational energy. Your role as a leader is to bring out the best in others, even when they know more than you. A meaningful silence is better than meaningless words. The strongest people make time to help others, even if they're struggling with their own personal problems. If your health is lost, something is lost. If your wealth is lost, nothing is lost. But if your character is lost, all is lost. Strong minds discuss ideas. Average minds discuss events. Weak minds discuss people. Let us speak less and act more. No one again can cheat to win. Better a little with contentment than a lot with contention. And anything worth doing is worth doing well. If you humble yourself, you will be exalted. And if you exalt yourself, you will be humbled. And I quote from my late teacher, the late Father Murphy. He once said, if the cap fits, wear it. And anything worth doing is worth doing well. To our respective Gamtel customers, I want to indicate here that you are the reason for our existence. We believe the best customer is always a satisfied customer. We thank you for paying our wages. And I strongly appeal to you to continue to apply for the services of Gamtel. Gamtel's service is second to none. And I really believe in what I am saying. Thank you very much for the relationship that has existed over the 38 years that I worked with you, our dear customers. And I appeal to you that Gamtel is yours. Continue to support Gamtel to the fullest. And now I give a moral story. I have given moral stories over the years. Those in corporate will tell you. Those in sales and other sections will tell you. But I have this story to at least indicate to you now. And the story is about the security. In a coal factory, there lived a young lady who will always, the moment she comes to work, she will greet the security officer. But others will not greet the security officer. Every day, the moment she comes to work, she will just say, "Good morning, sir." And the security will indicate to her, "Good morning, how are you?" And she will say, "I am fine." And she's off to work. She does that every day, but others will not greet the security officer. But guess what happened? One day, this very lady went into the cold room and locked herself up. There was no way this lady can be out of that security room because it's locked. And all the workers have all gone home. She was in the security room struggling. But all of a sudden, at the point of death, the security officer at his office said, "But I think there's somebody that comes to me every day, greet me before she goes home, she will greet me. I didn't see her going home. What is the problem?" And he rushed to the cold room. And what happened? The lady was almost dead. And he opened the door and saved the life of that lady. What is the moral of the story? The moral of the story is very important. Respect for one another, because we are leaders right where we are, irrespective of our positions. Respect is the most important element of your personality. It is like an investment. Whatever we give to others, it will return to us with a profit. Strong bringing in the family is the key to national development. As we are together, let us make one resolution today, that we continue to love, care, and respect one another, and we will see the joy, peace, and love that will come into our hearts. Because the fruit of deepening of faith is love. The fruit of love is service, and the fruit of service is peace. Works of love are works of peace. I must thank in a very special way the former retirees of Cable and Wireless, those who have died, marked with a sign of prayer. I pray that their souls may rest in perfect peace. I pray and thank with appreciation the former Gamtel staff, living, and those who have been taken by the Almighty. May their souls rest in peace. Today, I have to make a special mention. Last night, I sent an invitation on WhatsApp to Mr. Iliman Cham. Mr. Iliman Cham is the first DMD of Gamtel. And what happened was, he sent a text message to me and said, "Peter, I will be there." And today, Mr. Iliman Cham is right here before the first DMD of Gamtel. Mr. Iliman Cham, with due respect, can you stand for those who have never seen you before to see you? Thank you, sir.